So I will just leave the floor to Christian, who's going to,
Okay, so I'm Christian Lange, the brother of Manuel, and he has been talking about Bitgate. That's one project that we have going. Another project that we have is focused on reinventing media, and we're using a platform called Steemit as our inspiration. And Steemit is really a social media platform that works sort of like Facebook and Reddit, if you've heard about Reddit. The idea is that you give the users of this platform their rewards. So when you post content on Steemit, you get a reward if the content is upvoted. If you vote accurately for content that later turns out to be upvoted, you also get a reward. And this is also based on blockchain technology. So what are some of the differences between this new social media platform and platforms like Facebook and Reddit? So the main three things are transparency, decentralization, and of course the reward and cryptocurrency token system. So first of all, the decentralization. What is decentralization? So when you use Facebook, there is basically someone controlling the site, right? So when you use Steemit, by comparison, it's actually no owners. Nobody controls the content except for each user who is posting and upvoting or downvoting. And the system is also transparent. So whatever is like posted to the platform is completely open, whereas in Facebook or Reddit, there are at least some aspects of the system that are closed to you as a user. So for Facebook, everything is open. They can see everything, but you as an individual cannot see everything. On Steemit, everything is open directly on the blockchain, so everyone can view all the content and all the upvotes, all the comments, all the trading that's going on in the internal market is completely open. Another aspect of the decentralization is that only you have access to the keys. So if you create a password on Steemit, then you are the only one with that password. So if you lose your password, you can't claim with your mobile phone or something like this, because there is nobody else actually in the world who has this password. And you might wonder, how does this platform control its evolution? And that's the same system as in BitShares. Each user has their own key, and with this key you can vote for what happens in the system. Different proposal, different witnesses, different workers that are engaged in sustaining and developing this platform. So the final thing, rewards. How do the rewards work? So to go a bit more into detail, when you post something on Steemit, you basically go to the Steemit website, steemit.com, and this is basically just a wallet, a web wallet. So when you post or vote or comment or trade or anything like this, these are all directly actions to the blockchain, to the open network. So this is just one interface. And everyone can create their own interface to what is called the Steem blockchain. So Steemit is an interface, a website to the Steem blockchain. And when you post content, you go to steemit.com, for instance, you create an account, the account is on the blockchain, and you post whatever you like. You may be a blogger, you may be a philosopher, you may be, anything you want, and then you post this content, and now you might ask yourself, how does the blockchain, which nobody owns, nobody controls, how does this blockchain decide who gets the reward? Because the blockchain cannot see the content. The only thing the blockchain can see is how many upvotes a given post gets. So it decides how much reward to give out based on how many upvotes you get. So when you post on Facebook, maybe you get some good upvotes, some good comments, but you don't really get monetary reward. But when you post on this platform, you actually get rewarded in what is called Steem dollars and Steem power, which is a cryptocurrency. So this is a really interesting system because both the people who post content and the people who vote on content get rewarded for their efforts. So if you don't like to be in the limelight, you just want to, you're very good at finding good content, you can go through all of the new posts and try to find content that are so-called underrated or like not yet appreciated. And if you vote very early on this content, you get some of the reward that the post eventually gets when it's upvoted. So you may wonder now, like, where does this money come from, right? They're paying out money to the posters, they're paying out money to the voters. There's even some liquidity rewards on the internal market. There's some payment for the workers who sustain the network. And basically how they pay this reward is the same as in Bitcoin. We just had it explained now that Bitcoin pays the miners by subsidy. They pay with new Bitcoins that are created basically out of thin air. You can imagine it like a company issuing new stock to pay for new things. And Bitcoin does the same thing, and Steemit, of course, takes this concept and uses it to pay for the content that gets posted and upvoted on the platform. So this is really an interesting system. And how much in Bitcoin? It's 4-point-something% now, and the market cap of Bitcoin is $10 billion. So how many million is that per year? Like let's say $500 million per year. So imagine paying all of that to people who post content on Steemit and upvote content. That's over $1 million per day, right? So imagine the kind of network effect this system can get. I think it's very, very exciting, and we're already seeing it take off. So some features I want to mention that distinguishes the Steem blockchain from Bitcoin, because they're creating basically a social media network, and they need a few tweaks to the blockchain technology to make it work. One of the features is the so-called Steem dollars, because most of the users that are coming into this platform don't know about Bitcoin, they don't know about cryptocurrencies. They just want to be rewarded in dollars. They don't want to speculate in a cryptocurrency. So they've created on this platform Steem dollars. And Steem dollars is created, like Manuel explained, like the smart coins in BitShares. It's actually the same developers. So they took this concept and applied it to a social media blockchain. And that's basically how the new users get paid in Steem dollars instead of getting paid just in cryptocurrencies. So when you post, you get Steem dollars. And Steem dollars, as Manuel said, is with the smart coins, it's a cryptocurrencies. It has all the properties of cryptocurrencies, but with the price stability of the dollar. The other thing that makes this technology behind this platform unique is that it has a lot of capability to handle a lot of transactions. Because when you're creating a social media platform, you need, there's a lot of upvotes, downvotes, posting, comments, and trading on the internal network. You need a high capacity on the blockchain. So they've created a system that is capable of handling a lot of transactions per second. And the final thing, what's the final thing? So there's transactions. Yeah, so the transactions are fast as well, but I don't think that's very important. As Björn mentioned, but the block times are 3 seconds. So when you vote, it takes a very short time before it's registered on the blockchain, so that's useful. But I think one of the main things, aside from these two that I mentioned, is the transactions are free on the network. And this has been a problem in cryptocurrencies because micropayments haven't been viable. It's been too expensive to process the transactions, so we haven't really seen a lot of microtransaction applications based on blockchain technology. But the Steem blockchain has built what is called rate-limited transactions. So if you have a certain amount of Steem in your wallet, then you get to do a certain amount of transactions per day. This is, of course, to prohibit spam. If it's free, how do you prevent people from spamming, right? And they did the solution where you have a tiny bit of Steem in your account, and when you have this, you can do a certain number of transactions per day. And this actually allows people who sign up on Steemit now, you get a little bit of Steem for free. So you can actually start using the platform completely for free. You sign up, you start posting, and you get rewarded in cryptocurrency. So it's a very good introduction to cryptocurrencies, and I think it's one of the first crypto projects that we have seen where there's a lot of newbies or people who have not been involved with cryptocurrencies are now coming in to this space, and I think that's a great thing. So some of the consequences, well, the Steemit platform is basically creating a valuable content. So you can call it a sort of subjective proof of work. In Bitcoin, you have objective proof of work because you have it's tied directly to the energy. You know, you have to spend, or resources, you have to spend so and so much resources. But in Steemit, you have a sort of subjective, call it proof of work, where the posting you do gives you some of this reward. And what happens is you get this kind of inbound marketing effect. So outbound marketing is where marketers go to the users. For instance, you're watching television and suddenly there's a commercial interrupting your daily activity. But with inbound marketing, it's a kind of marketing where users come to the site. And why do they come to the site? Because the site is currently creating like valuable content all the time. It's creating new articles on all sorts of topics, and when people are searching for it in Google, it draws users in, and it creates more value for the platform, and the rewards paid out to the posters and the upvoters is proportional to the market cap. So if the market cap goes up, they have more money to give out to the people who post and upvote. So I think that's a really interesting platform, and in the workshop, if we get time for it, I can show you guys and help you get started. I've actually posted quite a bit, and I'm happy to say that it works. So, yeah. So thanks. Maybe some questions?
I think I have like 50 questions.
Oh, scary.
I work with content marketing, inbound marketing, so it's really
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, Facebook kind of works in a similar way because Facebook gives you like popularity points and visibility points if you post something interesting.
Yeah.
And so if you spam a lot and your posts don't show in people's news feeds, and it's kind of like a similar thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing that people are like sharing and liking silly things.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
So you'll get rewarded for like mainstream bullshit instead of like quality content.
Yeah.
So how would you? I mean,
yeah.
You don't want a network
That's true.
Of low quality content.
That's true.
So yeah,
we already have a network full of
most
cats.
people do.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah.
By definition, most people do.
Yeah, that's the interesting point. But so it's really an experiment, right? So most people are used to thinking top down when they're creating a sort of new system. But in actuality, you just have to create something with incentives, and then it's like planting a seed. Not even the creator can know what they have created. You just plant something, and then you hope that it doesn't spiral out of control, but grows into something that resembles life. And if it's life, then you can't really predict where it will grow, because it's outside this. You just lay out the premises, and then you see what happens. But what we have seen so far, that's what I can say. So think of it as an experiment, and what I'm saying so far is just preliminary observational stuff. So what we've seen so far is that you get actually a lot less trolling, you get a lot less negative stuff, because people are consciously or subconsciously, they're trying to frame their questions to get money or to get some value out of it. And it creates a lot of interesting content all around. And when people, there's also a dynamic here where when people get something for nothing, people get really angry. And you currently don't get any reward for downvoting anything in Steemit. But still, if people are reposting content or like doing something cheesy that's just to get attention, sometimes people will just downvote it because they just don't like it. They're just angry that people get something for nothing. So when there's actual rewards involved, you see people rewarding actual effort, because people have an innate sense of goodness, an innate sense of fairness. And when there's actually a dollar amount that the people get, people know that this guy put in a lot of effort, so even if it's not that good, maybe they'll vote still. And if something puts in little effort that would get attention in the media, that would get attention on Facebook, some people may downvote it, just because they know there's a reward there and there's actual people involved and so on. And we've also seen there's a lot more women on Steemit than in the general crypto community. So that's another aspect, like because the founders of the system, the people involved in BitShares, were like 95% male, and they're the ones who started Steemit. So the question was, would there come people from outside crypto? Because in the beginning, only crypto content was upvoted. But then there were females getting involved, and they were blogging and writing about makeup, and now there's all kinds of things. Pictures, art, everything you want. And we've also seen that some of the people who have been posting in Facebook groups in the crypto community were actually kind of skeptical at first, but now they've come around, and I think it's a really viral dynamic. And just today the price was up 50%. So I think it's we're just at the beginning of this thing. And as I said, it's an experiment, so we don't really know. But it could be a huge thing, and I think it will be great for Bitcoin as well, because you see all of these new people coming in, and they're learning about crypto, they're learning about the benefits, and they don't really need any knowledge in the beginning. So yeah. Any more? Yeah.
You said you used it personally.
Yeah.
Could you come with an example of what content you have posted and the monetary reward, so people will
Yeah. That's good.
More tangible impression.
Yeah, that's cool. So, because I'm very interested in new things, right? So when I see a new thing that might become big, I go all in. I'm not afraid to risk. I'm not afraid, like, Miss Steemit. Yeah, so I'm not really afraid of trying new things, because, you know, things fail. Like, this can fail, other things can fail. In 2008, 2009, if you jumped on Bitcoin, you were really taking a huge risk, and you get greatly rewarded if you manage to predict what will happen. But somebody has to take the first step, and
This one?
yeah. So this I posted this 17 hours ago, And BitShares held a workshop. Yeah, BitSpace held a workshop on reinventing social media. And so I posted a picture because I've realized that that's a good idea. You get instant feedback, so you learn really quickly what gets upvoted. And if you go up a bit, you see the workshop we had with Steemit. So this is like we were introducing people to Steemit and figuring out how to create our own solution on top of this blockchain, because it's open like all the other projects, so you can create your own solutions. And if you move down a bit, a picture from the last BitSpace workshop, BitSpace course, yeah. So we see many of the same people here today. And then down here, I made actually a video for the presentation I was doing today. So late last night, I realized that I was going to hold this presentation. And I thought, oh, I have to practice a bit. So I got my girlfriend, and we just went out. And I said, just start filming me, and I'll practice this presentation. And then I uploaded it to YouTube, and then I posted it immediately on Steemit. And now you can see I have got almost $950, 153 votes, 25 replies, 17 hours ago. This is the founder on top here. You can see he has the most. He has the most Steam, and this is also a founder. There's a lot of familiar people here. And this reward. This reward is not actually. I don't get all of this reward. So I get. It's a bit technical how the reward is given out, but. It's basically algorithms, but like approximately half of the money goes to me, half of the money goes to the people who voted for me, and of the money I get, 25% of it is given in Steem Power, which is a Steem stock like cryptocurrency, and half of it is given in Steem dollars. And the Steem dollars I can cash out immediately. This post will get paid in, I think, 5 hours, and then the Steem dollars will be sent directly to my wallet, and then I can cash it out through the normal cryptocurrency exchanges. And the Steem Power is locked down in the system. I can't take it out. The only way I can take it out is by a 2-year weekly payments. And that's to incentivize people to stick around, right? It's like a stock you can't take out. Because in the BitShares community, they have learned a lot of lessons from BitShares. And one of the lessons was that when people buy stock in a normal company, they don't usually just take it out whenever something goes wrong. But in cryptocurrency, you can do it very quickly. So if something goes wrong, you just take out all your money and the company may crash immediately. So they wanted to have a sort of emulate the real world, where if you invest in something, you stick around for a couple of years. So that's the reason why they have this solution. But the Steem dollars, you can take out immediately. So yeah, I have a lot of spiritual stuff. We don't need to go into that. And what is depression? Like serious stuff as well. You can be like another thing we've noticed is like this. If you're exceptionally honest, then you get a lot of return, because people realize really what's valuable. Like when you go to Facebook, there's a lot of, surface stuff. But here we notice that if you post really deep stuff, like not necessarily deep philosophically, but personally, like if you've experienced depression or some kind of personal divorce or something that touches your heart, if you post it, it actually is valuable. It's like a cathartic process. So we've seen a lot of community members tear their hearts out about different things. And I think it helps both them and the platform as a whole. So I know my brother posted an introduction post to himself. I don't know if I can say this, but
yeah, I sold my soul.
Yeah, but then his wife commented, and I think it was a really touching moment, because he wouldn't probably have posted this.
What did you make?
Yeah, exactly. What did you make?
Huh?
How much did you make?
How much money? Well, let's see here.
We don't care about your story.
The birth of his life.
That's so nice. Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of content, right?
Yeah.
You should have had a
But it has to be said that the price.
Put it out in 10 bits.
I think that would be around $1,000 now, because the
Yeah,
price of Steam is gone up significantly a couple of bits.
That's true.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why do you think Steemit will survive or do better than other similar platforms that have done the same, like SatChain?
Yeah, I think the key here is the simplicity and the valuable experiences that the developers of BitShares have taken on board in this platform. They have struggled for like 3 years building the BitShares platform, and they've learned so much through that struggle. And I think this really shows off now in this platform. And just the fact of having a Steem dollar that tracks the value of a dollar, and you have 0 transaction fees on the network, it means you can have a global exchange of dollars, completely frictionless. And if the social media network gets some traction, then the Steem dollars will get traction, and they may get used outside of the social network as well.
In a way, will this also create a content market for like the global, the underprivileged persons?
Yes.
If you are like a woman in Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, wanted to monetize on what your daily experience is, you have a smartphone and you could be an equal share on this.
Yeah.
I think that is the great part, because it's not only the privileged part who can monetize, and it's not. It has always been the strong parties who have made the money, and now people are on the equal footing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, if you sign up now, you actually get money. So, it's really open to anyone. It's kind of a mystery to me why not more people from the poor parts of the world have signed up, but we've already seen a few, so I think it's just a matter of time before they get involved and start posting content.
The whole thing is pretty new, so
yeah, it's very new, so
time to get the word.
Yeah, that's true.
The first payout was 4th of July.
Yeah, so the first payout was actually 4th of July. They paid out 10% of the market cap in one go. So I think many people were skeptical before that point, before the payout, that this was actually true. I knew it was true because I know the developers and all the people and the technology and all of that stuff. But for people coming from the outside, it would probably look very suspicious. And I think it's only now that people are starting slowly to realize that this is a real thing. And the people who understand Bitcoin can easily understand the mechanism of issuing new currency to pay for stuff. But that's also a concept that people will need to get used to and see that it works over time to get comfortable using and investing time in the platform. So yeah, any more questions?
How I paid my rent with Steam.
Yeah. So no more questions? So thanks.